You have successfully joined the webcast. Please stand by. The meeting will begin shortly. You have successfully joined the webcast. Please stand by. The meeting will begin shortly. You have successfully joined the webcast. Please stand by. The meeting will begin shortly. You have successfully joined the webcast. Please stand by. The meeting will begin shortly. You have successfully joined the webcast. Please stand by. The meeting will begin shortly. You have successfully joined the webcast. Please stand by. The meeting will begin shortly.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Kevin Eunice, COO with Empire State Development. I now call to order the meeting of the directors of the Empire State New Market Corporation for Thursday, September 4th, 2025, the first day of school for a lot of folks in my world. I'd like to know for the record that this meeting is being webcast and I will be acting chair for today's meeting. I'd also know for the record that the public was given the opportunity to comment on the agenda by submitting their comments in writing by noon yesterday, and that no comments were received from the public concerning today's agenda items. Directors have received the relevant written materials in advance of today's meeting and are free to ask questions at any time. At this point, I'd ask if any directors have any potential conflict of interest with respect to any items on the agenda. Fantastic. Hearing none. The first item on today's agenda is the approval of the minutes for the March 19th, 2025 directors meeting. Are there any questions, comments, deletions, additions, what have you?
I have none.
Nope. All right. If not, I'd entertain a motion for approval.
So moved.
Do I hear a second, Edwin?
Second.
All right. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you. The motion carries. I would now call on John Evan Hornsby to present the first item on today's agenda, which is the authorization to adopt a proposed general project plan as it relates to the Chimilai HY's Olean project. John Evan.
Thank you, Kevin, and good afternoon all. Empire State New Market Corporation requests approval to allocate up to $9 million in federal new markets tax credits for the purpose of enabling the subsidiary CDE to make loans to Chimilai HY LLC to finance working capital to enhance on-site workforce training, which will allow Chimilai HY to ramp up hiring and support additional demand at its steel fabrication facility in Olean, New York. and to delegate authority to the president of ESNMC and his designee to take any and all actions with respect to such allocation of NMTCs, the final terms of all transaction documents, and closing the transaction. Chimilai HY started production in 2024 and produces fabricated steel for large infrastructure projects such as bridges, industrial facilities, sports stadiums, and commercial buildings. The company acquired the former Dresser-Ran Siemens Energy industrial facility in 2022, and the facility was rehabbed and equipped into a state-of-the-art manufacturing plant in 2024. 800 jobs were lost when the plant closed in 2021. Chimilai HY will bring back at least 300 jobs. ESNMC provided $15 million in NMTC allocation in 2024 to Chimilai HY to equip the steel fabrication facility and start production. Since then, the company has hired 92 full-time equivalent jobs and has built an order backlog in excess of $110 million. The company originally projected the creation of 118 new jobs by January 2026. With more demand than originally projected, Chimilai HY is now forecasting the creation of 189 jobs by January 2026, a 60% increase. The company has invested significantly more than originally anticipated in on-site workforce training because of the highly technical nature of production, the lack of availability of skilled labor coupled with the limited resources with local trade schools and community colleges for this type of training. In order to meet the projected growth without subcontracting to other manufacturers, Chimilai HY needs to enhance its on-site existing workforce training to allow for additional hiring and training to meet demand. ESNMC's investments will finance working capital for the expanded workforce training in the facility. The proposed investment is recommended for multiple reasons. The investment is generally consistent with ESNMC's strategy proposed to the CDFI fund. This investment would come from ESNMC's 2021 NMTC award. ESNMC's strategy for that $45 million 2021 award is to invest in transactions that create quality jobs by growing the manufacturing base, particularly in small upstate low-income communities, coupled with workforce development, revitalize downtowns and small rural towns, and increase access to essential goods and services, especially in communities of color that have faced decades of underinvestment. The project fits well with the strategy as it will create quality jobs by growing the manufacturing base in a rural upstate low-income community, allow ESNMC to finance non-real estate uses, and meet ESNMC's $15.3 million non-real estate requirement. And the project is located in a non-metropolitan community, which will allow ESNMC to meet the requirement to invest $18 million of its 2021 award in non-metropolitan census tracts. In addition to meeting the requirements of ESNMC's business strategy, the investment allows ESNMC to deploy 100% of its 2021 NMTC allocation and meet all requirements of the allocation agreement. The project's community outcomes are compelling and are consistent with ESNMC's NMTC application and community outcome objectives. The project is expected to retain 92 and create 208 permanent full-time manufacturing jobs in a community that has experienced a trend of significant job loss over the last decade. This is an increase of 50 jobs over ESNMC's initial investment in February 2025, as 250 jobs was the original projection. The project has been recommended by ESNMC Project Review Committee, and ESNMC's advisory board has approved the project, particularly highlighting the importance of bringing back these manufacturing jobs to Olean after the closure of the Dresser-Ran Siemens Energy facility. Thank you, and I'm happy to take any questions. Kevin, I think you're on mute, actually.
Yep, I am. Thank you. Some of my best work you guys missed. Thanks, Jonathan. Are there questions or comments with regard to this item from the directors?
Jonathan, the project is for working capital.
Yes.
So and that's different from what we as a board have seen in the past from your project.
Yes, historically it's been for real estate purposes or non-real estate purposes, but for equipment and machinery. So this is a little bit of a different use, but it's a eligible and highly encouraged use for the CD5 fund. Okay.
Jonathan?
Yes.
You note in the materials that the sponsor is looking to secure another 22 million of additional allocation. Is that from other new market tax credit entities or?
Yeah, absolutely. So they're looking for 2 additional CDEs to come into the project. When we did our $15 million allocation in 2024, 2 other CDs were in that project as well, Mid-City and HRV. They're looking to have them come in with additional allocation for this project. But we do need to have our allocation out before the end of the year, our $9 million out. So they would move forward with our tranche and then close with them subsequent closing, if need be, if they can't get them before the end of the year.
Understood. And the funds would be used to hire in-house training, or like they would bring other entities in to, or they would just establish their own program?
Yep, absolutely. So Chimilai HY is a collaboration between Related and Chimilai, which is an Italian company that does manufacturing of steel. They would bring in folks from that Italian facility and from Chimilai to help train new folks on this type of equipment manufacturing. I mean, steel manufacturing, excuse me.
Yeah. Okay, thanks.
So following up on Paul's notes there, so does the project still happen with just the $9 million that you're seeking today?
Yeah, absolutely. Would move forward. So the 189 that's now projected to happen in January 2026, that would happen with our investment instead of the 118. The rest of the 300 jobs would happen a little bit slower if they're not able to get it right before the end of the year, but it would still move forward as planned for sure.
Thank you.
Thanks. Any other questions or comments? If not, I would entertain a motion for approval.
I'll move in.
Second,
I'll second it.
all in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. Motion carries. John Evan, you're up again to present the next and final item on today's agenda, which is authorization to adopt a proposed general project plan as it relates to O&W Railway project. John Evan.
Thanks again, Kevin. Appreciate it. Empire State New Market Corporation requests approval to allocate up to $7 million in federal new markets tax credits for the purpose of enabling the subsidiary CDE to make loans to Middletown O&W Station LLC to finance the rehabilitation of a historic railway station into a 26,400 square foot multi-service community center, including a Head Start Child Care Learning Center in Middletown, New York, and to delegate authority to the president of ESNMC and his designee to take any and all actions with respect to such allocation of NFTCs, the final terms of all transaction documents and closing the transaction. The historic Ontario and Western Railway Station was originally built in 1893 for the New York, Ontario and Western Railway, which served as a vital artery for both commerce and travel for the growing town. The building has sat empty since the 1990s and was damaged by a fire in 2004. The City of Middletown will redevelop this blighted building to host the Regional Economic Community Action Program, Inc., or RECAP, the designated anti-poverty agency in Orange County, which provides programs and services to help people in poverty in Orange County and surrounding areas. RECAP will provide early childhood education for children ages 0 to 5 and support services for children and families, including nutrition, mental health support, family support, employment coaching, and housing referrals. ESNMC's investments will finance the renovations and soft costs for the project. The proposed financing is recommended for multiple reasons. The investment is generally consistent with ESNMC's strategy proposed to the CDFI fund. ESNMC's strategy for the 2022 allocation is to invest in transactions that create quality jobs by growing the manufacturing base, particularly in small upstate low-income communities, revitalize downtowns and small rural towns, and increase access to essential goods and services, especially in communities of color that have faced decades of underinvestment. The project fits well with this strategy as it would create and retain quality and accessible jobs and provide goods and services, including child care and family social support services. The project's community outcomes are compelling and are consistent with ESNMC's NMTC application and community outcome objectives. The project is expected to create 32 and retain 41 permanent full-time jobs. The project is also expected to create 45 temporary construction jobs. The project has strong community, local, regional, and state support. Financial support includes a $1.8 million restore and NY grant from ESD, $2 million grant from DASNY, $4.1 million community development block grant, $5.8 million in American Rescue Action Plan grant funds, $12 million in grants, bonds, and tax credits from the city of Middleton. The project has been recommended by ESNMC's Project Review Committee and approved by the ESNMC Advisory Board. Thank you. Happy to take any questions.
Thanks, Sean. Noted earlier, no comments from the public with regard to this item. Are there any questions or comments from the director? Hearing none, I would entertain a motion for approval.
I will move it.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you. Motion carries. Thanks, John Evan and the team for all your work. Thanks, Yvonne. Appreciate it moving this quickly. There being no further business, I will call for a motion to adjourn this meeting.
Motion.
Second.
So moved.
Motion carries. Thank you very much, folks. Have a good day.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you.